Raven, we're gonna start off the vlog today with you, baby. We're gonna start it off with you. We're out in the backyard. We're gonna start it off with you. As you come on, there you go. That's what I want everyone to say. Good girl. Good piss. Guys, let's go back inside now and let's get this done. As that sun is in your eyes and kind of in mine. We've got to work on the MR2 here. Open the next door. We've got to work on the MR2. I think I have the fix for the temp. Not the temp, but for the hesitation issue. I'm told it's the temperature sensor, which is down here in the motor. If you guys can see here, there's a sensor right here. I've unplugged it already. There's another issue too. There should be a clip here on the top that's snapped off, so I'm gonna depin this and put a new plug on it once I get one. But I need to remove this sensor right frickin' here that's below this one. It's a little bit of a tight spot, but I've got some adapters and stuff to get it off. I've got a brand new one from Advanced Auto, which is what I had to just put on the Supra not that long ago. I actually snapped the head off. Here's the little swivels that I'm gonna do this. Got some brake fluid because you always need that. And then new temperature sensor. So hopefully this fixes it. If it doesn't, then I'm really gonna be pissed off. So yeah, let's get this on. And it comes pre-threaded and it has a crush washer already on it. Would you look at that? So if you can see here, I've got my new fitting on, nice shiny brass there. I haven't replaced the plug yet, but that's the next thing on my list of things to do. I'm gonna try and take it for a test spin here. Hopefully that broken plug is good. It was broken before. I mean, I didn't break that clip. It was already like that. So hopefully that doesn't matter. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the car here, try and take it for a quick spin, make sure it doesn't leak either, and I think we should be good. Let's hope at least. Fingers crossed. I think it's fixed. I'm like trying here. If it is, I feel like a few hesitations there, but nothing crazy. Nothing like it was before. Like it was like, hey. Real test will be, I think, when it's dead cold. I mean, it was dead cold there when I started it, but I don't know. It seems to be all right. Seems to be better, my opinion. So keep playing with it here. Keep driving it. Hopefully it's good. I'm gonna try taking up the mountain here and putting some real load on it. It seems under loads where it really goes Sorry, I'm just interpreting the noise, and yes, I'm gonna put my seatbelt on here. Relax. Gotta go get fan mail here, and I gotta go pick up syrup. This sounds really weird, but I've never had like real Canadian, like good syrup. My friend Katie was actually kind enough to send me some. I'm going to get it now because I'm finally off work at a decent time, and my P.O. box closes early, so I'm going to pick it up. So let's go there and get it. All right, guys, just picked up the mail there. I did get all my shit out of there. I don't want to show because it's got my address and all that other stuff on there. I guess it doesn't matter because it's my P.O. box, but yeah, I've got all my crap on. I need to check it more often because there was a fuck ton of stuff in there. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, so driving the MR2 a little bit more here, and the issue's gone. It was that sensor. That's what it was this entire time. Temperature sensor was causing it to shudder and stuff. I looked it up on a couple websites. Apparently what it does is, and on Facebook, thank you very much who gave me feedback on Facebook and the MR2 OC, I think it's called, page, Owners Club. It turns out that sensor regulates a lot more than I thought. I should know better than this because it does the same on the Supra. But when it goes bad like that, the car just starts dumping fuel all the time because it doesn't know how cold or hot the car is. So it's thinking it needs a bunch of fuel. So it's just like, you're trying to burn off all the excess fuel. So it's like, bah, 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 bah. Now, when I get on it, it's still not very fast, that's for sure. But it's so linear. Like, it doesn't feel like, bah, 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 and then going. So once I got above like 44,000 to like 4,500, it was good. Now it's just like smooth the whole way. It's slow as shit, but it's smooth the whole way. So I'm glad that's fixed, and I can drive it again and not care as much. So let's get back to the house here, and I'm gonna open up some of these packages. All right, guys, so back at the house now. Just checked it all over, and there is no leaks. Everything is copacetic. Car runs way better now. I tested it a ton there. It's just really slow. I forgot how slow it was. I'm so used to driving that. This car is really slow. And I know TCS is always giving me a hard time. Like, just put a fucking manual boost controller on it, man. Just do it. Just put a manual boost controller. It'll be so much quicker just by turning up the boost. I don't know. I just haven't done it. There's other things I need to do. I know it's cheap too. I think you can get one from Toys R Us for like 40 bucks. It's like dirt cheap. And it's literally just come down to, I'm like, meh, I'll get to it. It's just free. It's like almost free power on tap, and I just haven't messed with it. I don't know. But anyways, I got the Freed engineering meet coming up. But one other thing I want to show you here. Got the fan mail stuff here. Oh, I want to thank Kate Boost the most. She wrote me this nice little letter here. Hope you enjoy the real Canadian mail pursuit. Keep the great content coming. So I've been wanting to try, I love, guys, I never talk about this, but I love breakfast food. Like, breakfast food is the best food, period. I don't care what you say. And I love pancakes and I love waffles. And I've never had real Canadian. I've just had like the Americanized shitty stuff. So I'm like beyond excited to try this. She also sent a bunch of Canadian Boost stuff, like keychains, stickers. I'm gonna have to put this on the old Corolla, because you know, Supra is life. Just really cool. So Kate, I wanted to say thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It's pretty freaking awesome that you were kind enough to do that for me. Thank you, sweetheart. My wife and I are looking forward to that. But now let's get back to fixing the last few things on this car, and then we gotta fix some stuff on the MR2, the Supra, and move on. It's like I was saying, it's time to work on the Supra now. I got it back up in the air. This is after the Freed engineering meet. I already went, but you guys have probably already seen that video got posted. So now I'm back to working on this. So the vibration's still there. I can make some pretty massive pulls in it. I found that out, no problem. But the vibration's there, and I don't know freaking why. So if I'm able to make pulls, and if I'm able to beat on it, and it doesn't give me a problem, that to me screams motor mounts, because the motor mount's gonna be there no matter what, right? Or trans mount, whatever, but I don't think it's a trans mount because I don't feel it underneath my seat or coming from the rear of me. I feel it up front in the gas pedal and stuff. You know, it's the first place I feel it's in the gas pedal. So that tells me that it has to be the engine mounts, I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it is. But yeah, so I'm gonna get underneath the car here, try to look at a few more things, see if there's anything that's loose maybe. I'm gonna go over every little nut and bolt. We're gonna see about 50 shades of gray here with that dent and then the shade of gray, you know, just fuck me. All right, I'm gonna get underneath the car now. All right guys, so I'm crawling underneath here. And one thing I found is that the driver's side, this little guy here, when you put a pry bar on it, it is moving some. So I think we found the culprit. It is a motor mount. So after this event here, I'll be replacing those. I'll also be switching out this transmission also. So that'll be getting rid of this here, which, well, we know this isn't the problem, but still, we'll be getting rid of the motor mounts here. When I get this transmission out to swap in the T56, it'll probably be easier to do too, just because it'll give me more leverage and more room. All this stuff will be disconnected. Went over everything else. Transmission's looking good. Drive shaft good. U-joints good. Diff good. Like everything has, you know, like nothing's budging, moving. I retightened all these bolts, retightened all the axle bolts. Went over the brakes too, just to be safe. I wasn't sure if the brakes were an issue. Retighten those up. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing else I can think of. The exhaust isn't rubbing anywhere. There's plenty of room the whole way around. So yeah, that kind of just, yep. I guess that's really it. I know it's like I'm really scrunched down under here. Yes, for the millionth time, I know I need a lift. I'm working on it. So is there anything else it could possibly... Damn, this transmission's still like squeaky fucking clean. It's insane how clean this thing is. No oil leaks anymore, thank goodness. Look at that. Clean, baby. Dirt, 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 dirt. Sweet. The only thing I need to figure out too is when we do this battery relocation, running the wiring up through here. I guess I'll run it down across here. I was told not to run it inside because it's just too tight. Maybe I'll just zip tie it against this, is what I've seen people do. I just don't want to rip it off. That's like my biggest fear. Zip tie it up and around this maybe, or can it fit inside here? Is there room for it? Can I take this off and just run it inside here? I don't see why not. It's gotta have the room for it, I would think. I don't know. Some suggestions, guys. I haven't done that before, so if you have any suggestions, I would appreciate it. Well, I'm kind of happy now that we know that it's going to be motor mounts. It sucks because to do all that, it'll give me some video content for this winter, but to do motor mounts, you damn well need to pretty much remove the motor. And everyone's like, oh, you don't need to do that. Well, you've got to disconnect the radiator, you've got to disconnect the wiring harness because you need area to move it. You have to disconnect the fuel lines, you have to disconnect the downpipe. There's a lot of wiring that needs to be disconnected that you don't see. Throttle cable is going to have to come undone. There's a lot more than people think. Catch can's gonna have to come off. You're pretty much damn well close, and you have to obviously you have to put an engine hoist on it and lift the engine up so far. I think it's like 8 inches. I mean, there's not many items on this motor that has 8 inches worth of adjustment. You're almost talking a foot of room of adjustment. So a lot has to come off, and it's a lot more of a pain. So I'm just gonna throw TRD mounts on it so I don't have to go through this again, and they'll be a little bit more solid. The T56 comes with a, I want to say it's a prothane bushing, but it's a urethane bushing or whatever, so it's a little bit stiffer and harder too. So the whole way around it should be a little bit more rigid. It'll still have movement, obviously, because we don't want to go solid. I think that's going to be a little too much. But at least with TRD mounts, it should be a little bit stronger. Should be able to take a little bit better of a beating. It shouldn't be anything too crazy. All right, well, it's time to put the car down. Now that we found the issue, and let's end this video out. Since we hammered out what the issue is on this, I'm back to working on MR2, replacing all the plugs here. One thing I'm finding out, here's the number 4 spark plug, or the furthest one to the passenger side. I'm not sure if that's I'm assuming that's number 4. Yeah. Guys, she was a little crusty. Holy shit. This looks like moisture and water was getting down there. This probably isn't helping much. So I have a ton of these BKR 7Es for obviously having a turbo Supra. I go through spark plugs enough, especially from anti-lag and everything else. So I just literally have like 20 of these at all times. So I figured I'd just open up a pack and change out plugs, and I'm kind of glad I'm doing that. I'm gonna check what the gap was, but the gap on this doesn't look the greatest, to be honest. If we're looking here, the gap on the left, I'll have to get my tool out, see what the actual, how tight it is on the left versus the right here. I'm not sure if they dropped them in straight out of the box, but look how rusty that bitch is. So let's change these out and see if this makes a difference too when driving. All right, so that plug's out. We just put the new one in. I wanted to show you guys too. I'm not sure, I believe these wires were replaced when TCS swapped the motor, but you can see how, well, they were pretty much rusty from those, obviously. So I might eventually have to replace these. The only thing that sucks is to get OEM wires, guys. I think these things are like 350 bucks. It's fucking outrageous for plugs and wires from Toyota for this motor, which just blows my mind. I can get coil packs, for Christ's sake. It's cheaper literally to go coil packs than to replace the wires. It's just dumb. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this down, replace the rest here, and see if she starts up better, which it has no problem starting up, but really put under load, see if it drives better under load. All right, now here's the shitty thing. So I've replaced 3 of the plugs. All right, so we can see number 1 doesn't look bad here, but 2 and 4 look rusty. So obviously water is getting down to them somehow and causing corrosion. What sucks is number 3, because this is just like a non-turbo Supra, and I fucking hate it. This is why I wanted a Gen 4 plus the coil packs. This goes over top, so I need to remove all of this to change a fucking spark plug. So dumb. Like on my Supra, it's so easy, but when it was non-turbo, I didn't even want to change the spark plugs on it. So you have to take everything off just to change the spark plugs. Dumb. And this is the same way. That's why I like the Gen 4 manifold better. It just looks, 1, it looks better. Number 2, it's easier to work on. And number 3, it had fucking coil packs. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate distributor cars? Anyways, I digress. So I've got to take off this intercooler pipe. I know I have to take off this coupler. I might actually have to take off the actual throttle here. I don't know. We'll find out though. I want to get video of this real quick here. So you don't have to take the throttle off. I'm not sure if Toyota designed it this way, but there's literally just enough room here, and it has like a little slit in the throttle here, and you can just fit your wrench down in there perfectly. So your throttle doesn't have to come off, but I did have to take this off, the actual coupler, but that's not a big deal. So yeah, now I can get this 3rd one out and see how bad this one is. See how bad it is, see if we can get it out. By the way, I fucking love Harbor Freight wrenches. Look how nice this is. This shit was cheap too. I'm about to hit that place up today and drop 500 bucks, which means buy the whole store. Ta-da! And I also love these. Has a little O-ring in the center of it, so it picks up the plug. It's non-magnetic. I don't like magnetic stuff. Just a personal preference. It has a little rubber O-ring in the center and picks up the plug. So I've got all the plugs out now. I've got a brand new one sitting inside here for reference. So let's take a look here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 starting. This is driver's side going over to the passenger side. Looks like 1 and 3 are perfect, but 2 and 4, look at the corrosion. This is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. I'm assuming water is getting down in there somehow. I'm not really sure why 1 and 3 aren't seeing it though. I mean, they're obviously still all in the same valley, so it's a little disconcerting. I'm not sure. I'm assuming the head's not blown to get in there because it's not wet or anything. I did take a bore scope down in there. The cylinder, everything looks fine. Nothing crazy like that, but here's what a new plug looks like. And if you look next to these, obviously they're gonna be brown from being used, but I mean, these don't look that far off, either just 3, but 2 and 4. I mean, when you put a brand new plug next to it, yeah, she's not looking too copacetic. So I'm hoping by changing these all out, this might help also. If I need to, what I'm gonna do when I wash the car now, I'm gonna start putting like a panel, because obviously that's open when water gets down. Right now I've been putting rags in there to keep water from getting down to it, but it looks like I need to put something else in there too to try and cover that all up so no water's getting down to it and causing any issues. But let's drop in this last plug, and if it stops raining sometime between now and fucking ever, I'll be able to get out and drive this thing. All right guys, and on that we are done. I didn't get time to drive this because apparently Mother Nature does not want me to drive the cars. It's still raining. I spent too much time cleaning them up there. I've gone over like every inch of both cars, so I don't feel like driving in the rain after all that time invested. So I think this will fix a few more things with the car. I'm always trying to perfect my vehicles. I always say when I do sell these cars, I think when that time comes, maybe it's just me being big-headed, but I feel like the person getting the cars are fortunate because I am so anal retentive. Maybe there is some things I could do a little bit better, but when the time does come to I sell these things, the person who gets these I feel is lucky compared to what I have seen out there in the market. When that day does come, y'all better be lucky as hell. Anyway, I digress. We're done. Thank you guys very much. Facebook, Instagram, you know what to do. Thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace!